Hi and welcome to this video. I'm Lauren and today I'm going to be sharing with you my setup for my September bullet journal. I'm really excited with this spread and showing you kind of how I created it and some ideas hopefully that you'll get if you are into making bullet journals yourself. As you can see here, it is already raining. It's starting with a whole bunch of rain and all the leaves are kind of changing already, which is exciting to see and definitely excited for this change of seasons. Heading into fall. Summer was a very hot month here in Czech Republic, so very excited for this change of seasons. In today's video, I'm also going to be using some of the journal decorations that I have listed on my Etsy shop. So I'm excited to show you kind of how these can be used and hopefully inspire you to start making some art yourself. That's kind of my intention with having these items on my shop. So I'll put those links below if you want to check those out. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I make a lot of art journals, bullet journals, and a lot of art as well. So that's kind of what's up here on my channel and I'm excited to share more with you. And now into the bullet journal making. This month's theme has a little story behind it. So two things happened. First of all, I was walking through this park and I stumbled across the most gorgeous, amazing rose garden. So I got kind of obsessed with roses. And then I was walking in the forest and I had a hare run across the path just in front of me. And that inspired me making this painting, which is kind of how the theme Roses and Rabbits came about. I also had a little poll over on my TikTok where I asked my followers there to choose between two themes and they voted for roses and rabbits. So that was further fuel to kind of create some more artwork based on this theme. So I started here with the cover page design and I made this red border using some acrylic and gouache paint, and then I painted some rose petal leaves. They were quite dark, so I added a little bit of white onto them to lighten the colors a little bit, and that was sort of how the cover page began with this border. I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for extra uses for my sticky note pages because I find I don't really use them that much. So I liked this color and I thought it'd be cool to create some little drawings of roses to add onto the cover page. Next up, I really wanted to add some of the rabbits. So on this painting, I looked at this rabbit that I'd drawn and I found a recycled piece of cardboard that was a perfect kind of color for the rabbit. And I did a pencil drawing of the rabbit and then cut that out to make two rabbits. So I had two pieces and this is kind of what the rabbit looked like at the end with its little friend. These are some roses that I painted quite a while ago and I now have them available as a printable on my Etsy store, and I thought they would be perfect to use in this journal. So I wanted to kind of also show how these roses could be used, some ideas. So I printed out the page on just regular printer paper. It came out like this, and then I cut around all of the shapes of the roses as well as cutting out all of these little dots, which I thought I will also use in the cover page design. I played around with the arrangement. I decided to use one of the bunnies on the cover page and the other one I'll use later on in the journal, and this beautiful bright red rose that would match the border of the cover page. So I found a place over there that it would fit. For the dots, I decided that I would use them to create the word September. So I arranged them in this kind of line, sort of changing between the different colors, and then I used a black Posca marker to do a big letter S creating the letters over the circles. And then because the letters were quite dark, I later took a white Posca marker pen and went over the bits of the letters to make them really stand out against the background. For my word of the month page, which is a page that I kind of create to sort of set the tone for the month, I choose one word that just really will be meaningful for me and sort of bring me back to what theme I chose for the month. So I created using some stamps. And then I went to draw the calendar directly onto the page using a fine liner and a ruler, of course, and marked in all of the little numbers and dates and made sure I had 30. I always have to check how many days there are in each month whenever I'm making these calendars. I tried to really stick with the themes of red and pinks and kind of those rose colors for this spread. Every month I really look forward to creating my Just Breathe pages, which is basically just a spread where I create a painting that is a page that every time I see it, it's just a reminder to stop and breathe. So this particular page, I got to go out to a park and paint when the weather was really nice. I chose to, of course, keep with my theme of roses and rabbits, and I did a sort of outdoor garden theme with this sort of arch of roses and a little rabbit. The next bunch of pages was a video ideas page, which I do every month, and then also a mood tracker, which I generally also do every month. For the video ideas page, I found these beautiful, colorful papers with a little red pattern on it, and I thought those would make a really nice background. And then I took the second bunny that I drew earlier and thought that this would be the perfect place to put that bunny. So I glued him down or her down, not too sure. And I chose this purpley pink rose to go next to the bunny. I generally tend to work on the backgrounds of my pages first, and then I go and add the writing and stuff kind of at the end. So now I'm working on the mood tracker page, and I started that out with some washi tape and I cut a circle out of one of these papers with the roses on it and stuck that down. I sort of like to play around with the different shapes, having square things as well as circular designs. And then I used some more of the sticky note paper to create some spaces to write, and that will be on my video ideas page. I went and started to work on the writing, the heading of video ideas. I must say that the writing part of these bullet journal pages. I'm still trying to work out on, I need to really practice some more lettering and kind of get some better ideas for that, but it came out all right in the end. I added these little blocks to just brighten that up, and then for the mood tracker I wrote it on top of the paper. And then with the mood tracker I was going to use a circle and do a circular design, but then that kind of went a bit of a different way, and in the end I thought, okay, I'm just going to turn it into a brick wall and then draw a bunch of different roses all around the brick wall. And the mood tracker for these words is kind of what I'll color in, so the brick wall will be sort of part of a garden, I guess, with all the roses around. To color in the roses, I used a bunch of different markers, but I found that I went to Sharpies because I really love the brightness of Sharpies. But the one problem with using the Sharpie in this particular bullet journal is that it does go through the paper. It bleeds through the paper, so it's not ideal, but I really love the bright colors of Sharpie, so I wanted to use it anyway. And then what I did to kind of overcome that is on the other side, as you can see here, where it's bled through, I decided I would find a piece of old scrap painting that would kind of match the color theme, and I'd stick that down to create my affirmations page and my monthly summary page next to it. One more decoration I created was I used a bit of scrap paper again, recycled paper, and used those little dots that I have from my journal Printable, and I stuck them onto the basket that I had drawn. And these I am going to turn into little roses. It's kind of like a little basket with all sorts of different colored roses in it, and that I'll use on my monthly reflection page. This time when coloring, I used a Crayola marker, and just FYI, the Crayola markers do not go through the page. So if you're looking for a marker that will work nicely in a bullet journal or on very thin paper, I would definitely recommend Crayola markers over Sharpies, even though the colors of Sharpies are maybe a little bit brighter than Crayola, but Crayola has a great range too. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the making of the September bullet journal spread. I'm really excited about how it turned out, and I really love how the roses looked in it, so definitely check those out on my Etsy store if you're interested. And they probably won't be there forever, so get them while they're there. And thank you so much for joining me here. I will see you again soon.